Okay, so get ready because today we're going to do a deep dive into computer hardware engineering technicians.
Ooh.
You know me, I love playing with all the newest gadgets, but this deep dive is making me wonder, like,
hmm
could I actually build one of these things?
It's a question a lot of people have, like,
Right.
especially these days,
Yeah.
when it seems like everything depends on hardware.
Right.
It's a good career to be thinking about.
So true. So our listeners sent over some really interesting stuff
Okay.
from RoleCatcher this time,
Mm.
including their career guide, and it really breaks down what computer hardware engineering technicians actually do.
Well, it's a lot more than just screwdrivers and soldering irons.
Right.
I mean, think about it like this. You've got these brilliant engineers, right, coming up with these really complex designs.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to take those designs and turn them into the actual hardware
Okay.
that we all use every day.
Hmm.
And that's where the computer hardware engineering technician comes in.
Okay, so like, what's a real-world problem that a technician might actually get called on to solve?
Well, let's say there's a brand new motherboard,
Okay.
fresh off the drawing board.
Okay.
The technician might be the one who actually builds it
Wow.
from scratch,
Wow.
putting every single component in place and making sure it all works together.
It's like a conductor.
Exactly.
But instead of instruments, it's all these
capacitors.
circuits and things.
Yeah.
And probably troubleshooting, when we get that blue screen of death.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones
They're the ones that figure it all out.
that figure it out.
Yeah.
So this RoleCatcher guide mentions a lot of different skills and qualifications that you need to even, like, get your foot in the door for this kind of career.
It's a competitive field.
Yeah.
So you really do need to make sure you've got the right stuff. And a lot of times that starts with education.
Okay.
An associate's degree in computer engineering or something similar is usually what you need to get started. Okay.
But it's not just about degrees.
Right.
Certifications like CompTIA A+ are becoming more and more important.
So it's like a baseline?
Yeah, like having a black belt
Okay.
in computer repair.
I like it.
You're showing them, the fundamental.
Right, exactly. So you've got the book smarts,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's this whole issue of experience,
Yeah.
which is always that catch-22.
Right.
You need experience to get the job.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you get experience if you can't get the job?
Well, the RoleCatcher, your competitive edge excerpt, had some interesting advice about that.
Oh, good.
They suggest building your own systems,
Okay.
troubleshooting your own problems, basically creating your own little tech lab at home to hone your skills.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, don't just read about it. Jen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get your hands dirty.
But even if you have the skills and the experience, it seems like getting noticed by these AI recruiters is a whole other challenge.
It really is, like, you have to speak a whole new language.
Yeah.
And the guide really emphasizes how important it is to tailor your resume
Yeah.
and your online profiles to match the specific keywords and phrases that those AI systems are looking for.
It's wild that RoleCatcher uses AI to actually analyze job postings
Yeah.
and score how well your application matches up.
I know, it's amazing.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a secret decoder ring for the job market.
I like
They
it.
even have this RoleCatcher.capture plugin for saving jobs
Yeah,
and their skills analysis tools.
very useful.
It's like work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
So we're seeing how technology is changing not just the jobs themselves, but how you actually find those jobs.
It's a whole new world.
It really is.
It is.
Okay, so this career path, it doesn't sound like it's for the faint of heart, though.
Right.
I mean, we're talking long hours, potentially hazardous materials.
Yeah.
What does the guide say about the less glamorous side of things?
Yeah, you're right. It's not all, sleek gadgets and
Right.
futuristic labs.
Yeah.
The pros and cons section in the RoleCatcher guide, they don't sugarcoat it.
Okay.
They talk about the potential for long hours,
Right.
physically demanding tasks,
Yeah.
lifting heavy equipment.
Right.
And then there's just the constant need to stay updated because technology
Oh, yeah?
changes so fast.
All the time.
Yeah.
So it's not a walk in the park, but what about the upsides?
Right.
What are the pros that make all of that worthwhile?
Well, one of the biggest things the guide highlights is the satisfaction
Yeah.
of bringing this cutting-edge technology to life.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine being part of the team that develops the next generation of super fast processors or
Wow.
designs the hardware that powers these incredible AI advancements.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not to mention just like the bragging rights of being able to be like, I know how that works.
Exactly.
I built that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about career trajectory for a second.
Right.
Is it just like a straight shot to the top, or are there different paths you can take?
Well, the career stages section actually does a really good job of breaking that down.
Right.
They outline the typical responsibilities and skills that you need at each level,
Okay.
from entry level all the way up to senior technician. And they even give you like real-world examples,
Cool.
so you can kind of picture yourself in those roles.
So let's say you land that entry-level position.
Okay.
What does that actually look like day to day?
So picture this. You're assisting those seasoned engineers.
Okay.
You're getting your hands dirty, assembling basic components like motherboards, network routers,
Okay.
maybe even some of those tiny microprocessors.
Yeah.
It's a lot of testing, quality control, troubleshooting those inevitable glitches that always seem to pop up.
Right.
You're learning the ropes. You're building that foundational knowledge.
Okay, so it's like an apprenticeship
Exactly.
for the digital age.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so then you've mastered those entry-level skills.
Okay.
What's the next rung on the ladder?
So that's where you're going to step up and take on more responsibility as a junior technician.
Okay.
You'll be collaborating more directly with those experienced engineers,
Okay.
maybe even contributing to the design process itself.
So you're not just building, you're actually creating.
Actually,
Yeah.
you're assisting in bringing those designs to life, prototyping,
Cool.
running more complex tests and analyses, even tackling those tougher troubleshooting puzzles.
Yeah.
You're becoming the go-to person for certain hardware issues.
So you're moving beyond just like the how
Exactly.
and into like the why of the technology.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so then what about the mid-level? What does that look like?
So this is where you really start to own your area of expertise.
Okay.
You're leading the development and implementation of hardware designs,
Wow.
overseeing testing procedures. You're making sure that everything runs smoothly.
So you're not just part of the team, you're leading the charge.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But for those who want like even more responsibility,
Right.
is there room to grow beyond that?
Absolutely. The pinnacle, at least in this framework, is the senior computer hardware engineering technician.
Oh, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
So what sets a senior technician apart?
Think of it this way. You become the conductor of the orchestra.
Okay.
You're not just playing an instrument. You're leading and managing the entire symphony
Wow.
of a computer hardware development project.
That's a great analogy.
You're the go-to expert. You're guiding a team.
Wow.
You're collaborating with everyone from software engineers to project managers.
Yeah.
You might even dive into things like performance optimization and cost analysis.
So you're not just building the tech, you're shaping the strategy
Exactly.
around it. That's incredible.
Mm.
This RoleCatcher guide keeps stressing continuous learning.
Yeah,
Why is that so important in this field?
because the world of technology never stands still.
Right.
There's always something new and exciting emerging.
Right.
And the guide talks about the importance of formal education as a foundation, like your associate's or bachelor's degrees in computer engineering, electrical engineering.
Okay.
Even computer science can be helpful.
So you're building that like base?
Yeah, it's like building a house.
Okay.
You get a solid foundation to build upon,
Gotcha.
but then you need to keep adding on to that foundation.
Right.
The guide
Okay.
talks about internships, co-op programs,
Okay.
even just building your own systems to gain that hands-on experience.
Right.
And then there are certifications like those industry-recognized CompTIA ones.
So you're always like leveling up.
Exactly. You're constantly expanding your skill set and proving to employers that you're on top of your game.
Okay, so beyond the degrees and the certifications, what else can someone do to stay ahead of the curve?
Well, it goes beyond just the formal qualification.
Okay.
The guide talks about attending industry conferences, reading tech publications,
Okay.
following blogs, even just connecting with other professionals online.
So it's like having this constant feed
Yeah.
of tech news and insights.
Exactly. And you can bounce ideas off each other.
Right. Troubleshoot problems together, learn from each other's experiences.
Yeah.
It's really invaluable.
So we've talked about the skills, the qualifications, the career path, but what about the day-to-day?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is it actually like to be a computer hardware engineering technician?
Right.
Are we talking like a solitary pursuit? Like you're a lone wolf in your basement workshop?
Yeah.
Or is it more of a collaborative thing? So it's less like you're off on your own and more like you're part of a team.
Much more. Yeah. You're constantly collaborating with those hardware engineers to make their designs a reality.
Right.
And then there are the software engineers, the project managers, even vendors to work with.
Right.
It really is a team effort.
So communication skills are important.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't just be like the tech genius in the corner.
No.
You have to be able to talk to people.
Exactly. You need to be able to explain complex ideas clearly and work well with others.
Okay, so what about the actual work environment then?
Okay.
Are we talking like a sterile lab or...
Yeah.
Well, the RoleCatcher guide describes a pretty typical setting as an office or a lab.
Okay.
So think comfortable, climate-controlled, a place where you can really focus.
Okay.
You'll be spending a lot of time at a workstation building and testing hardware components.
Okay, so no hard hat required.
No.
But we did talk about those long hours,
Oh, yeah?
especially when there are deadlines.
Yeah.
What's the work-life balance really like in a field like this?
Well, you're right. The tech industry is known for its demanding schedule,
Yeah,
and this career path is no exception.
right?
You're looking at a standard full-time week, Monday to Friday.
Yeah,
But yeah, those deadlines can be intense.
right.
Flexibility is key.
Okay.
Be prepared for the occasional evening or weekend work,
Yeah.
especially when a project really demands it, or
Yeah.
if a major hardware issue pops up unexpectedly.
So not always a 9 to 5.
Not always.
But, if you're passionate about tech,
Right.
those late nights might be worth it.
Exactly. And the RoleCatcher guide really emphasizes the high demand for skilled technicians.
Okay.
Even the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects steady job growth
Okay.
over the next decade.
That's good.
And in terms of compensation,
Yeah.
let's just say those salaries are competitive.
So the more experience you have, the more you can expect to earn.
Exactly.
That's always good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not all about the money, though, right?
No, of course not.
What are some of the other things that make this career so rewarding?
Well, imagine the satisfaction of working with this cutting-edge technology.
Yeah.
You're on the front lines of innovation.
Right?
You're not just building hardware.
Right.
You're contributing to advancements that could change the future of computing.
Wow.
It's about solving those complex puzzles, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with each new project.
So let's say someone is listening and they're like, this is it. This is the career for me.
Okay.
What are some practical steps that they can take to actually get started?
Well, the RoleCatcher guide has some great advice.
Okay.
First, build a strong foundation in STEM,
Okay.
science, technology, engineering, and math.
Gotcha.
Think back to those physics classes.
Oh, yeah.
They really help you understand the magic behind electronics.
So dust off those textbooks.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then don't just read about it. Do it.
Right.
Build your own computer experiment with electronics. Kits. Take apart those old gadgets.
Get your hands dirty.
Exactly. The more hands-on experience you have, the better.
Awesome. Okay, so then what about the actual job hunt?
Right?
Any insider tips on landing that computer hardware engineering technician job?
Well, in today's world, a lot of it comes down to your online presence.
Right.
It's your first impression.
Yeah.
So craft a compelling resume and LinkedIn profile that really highlights your skills and your experience.
Okay.
And I can't stress this enough, tailor it for each job you apply for.
Right. We talked about those AI recruiters.
Yes.
You've got to speak their language.
It's...
Okay, so you've got your resume, you've got your experience.
Mm-hmm.
What about the interview itself?
Okay.
Any advice for how to really stand out?
Preparation is key.
Okay.
Research the company thoroughly.
Yeah.
Practice your answers to common interview questions. Be ready to discuss your technical skills in detail.
Okay, thanks.
It's really like prepping for a big presentation.
Yeah.
You want to showcase your knowledge and your enthusiasm
Right.
for the field.
Show them what you've got.
Exactly.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've really gotten a handle on what it means to be a computer hardware engineering technician.
I think so too.
So for anyone out there who's ready to take their tech skills to the next level, remember the world of technology, it's always evolving.
Yeah.
Stay curious. Embrace those challenges.
Absolutely.
And never lose that excitement for exploring the incredible world of computer hardware.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.
And until next time, keep that passion for tech alive.